Like my new glasses? I got transition lenses. I love them, but my wife hates them. Maybe I wouldn't like them either if I had to stare at myself with them half dark all the time. I don't know. Apparently, I'm a middle-aged man now, as evidenced by my gray hair. And I've become increasingly aware of the accelerated propensity to develop wrinkles around my eyes. Sunglasses help reduce my squinty eyes whenever I'm outside, and the hope is that the reduction of squinty eyes will help reduce the amount of premature wrinkles, so maybe I won't look like I'm 60 when I'm 50. And this is actually all advice from my wife. And I know you don't really care about my wrinkles, but today I wanted to get your attention because this is a Sprint Booster version 3. It's not really gonna give me more power. It's not a chip. It's not like a supercharger in an itty bitty teeny tiny box. It's all software based. Basically, I think, from what I understand, is it intersects the signal from the gas pedal, from the accelerator, that goes from the accelerator to the computer. And so basically what it's intended to do is to simulate, not more power, better responsiveness. Okay, so this does not solve the problem of lack of power that we have in the 4Runner. But what I'm hoping is that this will, well, you see, think about it like this. The 4Runner, it doesn't, but it's not like, the 4Runner from the factory, I think, has about 275 horsepower. Now that's not like wheel horsepower, and I understand all that, but the accelerator pedal is, well, if you have a 4Runner, you know there's not a lot of sensitivity and responsiveness there, and there's no way to adjust that. If you floor it, it's not like it's dog slow, but it's not like terribly, terribly, terribly slow, but you really have to put a lot of effort into the pedal to get the maximum acceleration out of it. This is going to solve that problem. What this is going to do is this is going to make it to where you can lightly touch the pedal, you can adjust the sensitivity to where you can, you know, maybe lightly just touch the pedal and get more acceleration out of it versus pushing the pedal heavier. There's another variant of this called the Pedal Commander. I didn't buy the Sprint Booster over the Pedal Commander for any reason other than I know 3 or 4 people running this. They said it's great. I found out about the Pedal Commander after I bought this. I don't know if it's better. I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if this is better. This is not a comparison. This is not even a technical review of this, but this is going to hopefully show you why I like or dislike this. And there's not much to do, so I'm just gonna go install it right now. Let's go. Supposedly this is pretty simple. There's a little plug down there for the gas pedal. I'm supposed to unplug that, plug this in where that is unplugged, and then plug the gas pedal plug into whatever other side. And then this thing just goes right here, and I run the control module up to wherever I want to run it, and then I'm supposed to be done. These connectors are always a big fat, they're so annoying for me to try and get undone. I don't even have big fingers and I can't hardly get in there, but when I figure it out, I'm gonna tell you what the trick is. Well, it's pretty clearly obvious why I'm not an engineer, because the trick to getting this kind of stuff apart is understanding how it works. Let me show you. So I was looking at this thing because I'm like, how the heck do you get this little screwdriver up in here to like whatever? And then I was like, you know what? See this? So I can push this little thing right here, and if you push it just enough, it comes up. See that? It's like it was designed to be like that. All right, now I gotta get this thing plugged in there. All right, that part's done. Let's mount this other thing, the control thing. Actually, I changed my mind. I want to turn on the car and I want to drive it. And I want to make sure everything works. All right, no check engine lights, so that's good. And let's see, ooh, this thing has lit up and it says 5. Let's see what 5 means. Off mode, sprint booster is deactivated. The response of the car has the factory settings. The LED of the selector switch is off. Sport mode, sprint booster provides improved response up to 30%. The LED of the selector switch is in sport mode is green. In race mode, sprint booster provides improved response up to 60%. The LED of the selector switch in race mode is red. So I guess we're in race mode right now. Once you start your engine for the first time after you install the sprint booster, the device will be in race mode on program 5. Yes, that was correct. All right, switching between the acceleration modes. In order to switch between the different acceleration modes presets, you need to press the main button to select a switch. Oh, that makes sense. I was wondering, I didn't realize that was a button. This right here is a button. That's off. Well, that's off. That's sport mode and that's race mode. Set to 9. That's 5, 4. There's off and there's sport mode on 5. It says the navigation through different modes should be done when the accelerator pedal is not pressed. Never change modes while pressing the accelerator pedal. All right. What do you say we take this for a spin? We're gonna try this on race mode first, right in the middle at 5, and I guess we'll see how that goes. Buckle up for safety. Okay, so the objective here is to increase the pedal's sensitivity. Obviously, it's not going to give you more power. Where's the power going to come from? But it can change the sensitivity of the pedal so that it feels more responsive. This is actually a very common thing in like luxury imports, for instance. One of the things that they do in luxury imports is they'll give you, like I was saying earlier, different sport modes basically, and it basically like I remember like in the BMW thing that I had, the BMW that I had, it had like an eco mode. In the eco mode, it was like you just had to like push the pedal down with a lead foot just to get it to move. And then you could put it in sport mode and you could just barely touch it and it would just like, it would be really, really responsive. And that's what this does. So right now I have it in the race mode. I have it set to setting 5. I'm sorry, not race mode, sport mode, set to setting 5. And you know, it's pretty responsive. I barely touch the pedal and it gives me a little bit of oomph. I used to like want to have a little bit more sensitivity, like for instance when I'm on a highway, I want to pass. I don't want to take like 10 minutes for the acceleration to kick in, so I put it over in sport mode on the transmission because it was supposed to make the transmission shifting, and I was under the impression the pedal a little bit more responsive. It always left a lot to be desired. Let's tweak the setting here a little bit. All right, so now I'm in sport mode still, but I've bumped it all the way up to 9, which is supposed to be the most responsive in that particular mode. Oh yeah. All right, I'm coming up to a stop sign right now. Let me fix that. All right. Oh yeah. Well, see, the 4Runner, it doesn't lack power. I mean, it does lack power. I wish it had more, but it's not. It has power. And with the increased sensitivity of the pedal, even on just sport mode, not on race mode, it kind of feels like it livens up the power, the 4Runner. It also kind of takes away from it because you feel like you really got to mash the pedal down. But here I am going, you know, a little around the speed limit, and I push the pedal not even halfway down, and it bumps us up. I like this. I really like this.
Put a spell on you. 'Cause you're mine.
Race mode setting 5. I've got the pedal depressed about halfway, and it almost feels like like I normally would have floored it. Just the sensitivity is a little better. It doesn't feel like you're asking so much of it to get going. So I don't really want this to feel like the 4Runner's accelerating as fast as it can every time I hit the gas pedal. And that almost kind of feels like on race mode setting 9, with the pedal like kind of half depressed, it's like I'm flooring it. And that's too much for me. It's really like I have it half down, it downshifts like about as much as you would expect it to whenever you're flooring it. And that's too much for me. I think my favorite setting so far has been sport mode setting 9. And you know, if I had to guess, I would say race mode setting 1 or 2 is probably very similar to sport mode setting 8 or 9. And I don't really want to wind this thing out every time I accelerate. It's not a race car. Like, I don't want it to be, I don't want to increase my gas, my fuel consumption. I don't really want to increase the wear and tear on everything by accelerating, you know, quickly every time. It's very interesting, very interesting. Let me put it on what I think my favorite mode would be, and I'm not pressing the accelerator pedal whenever I do this, but I've got it on sport mode setting 9. And I'm gonna drive home with it like that and see what I think, and then we'll get these wires cleaned up. I like this. It just feels better.
Put a spell on you. Because you're mine.
All right, let's get this cleaned up. So I don't know that I really need for this to be like super duper accessible all the time. I just need it to be kind of close by. I don't see myself making adjustments to this all the time. Like, I'm gonna have it set, and then like if I decide that I wanted to have like a different setting, I'll change it. But it's not gonna be something that I need to like look at, monitor, and control at all times. I was thinking about maybe putting it right here in this little slot, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to see the numbers very well. I was thinking about maybe even putting it right here, or maybe I put it right here. So I routed the cable down here, obviously you saw that. I had it right here, but I moved it over here because I realized that I've got an airbag thingamajigger right here. And so I routed the cable down here, and I routed it up under and back behind some of this stuff, way back here in the back. And then I used the zip ties that it came with, or the zip tie that it came with, to kind of secure the cable right there, just like that. And that way I've got no slack anywhere, and it looks nice and tidy. And that concludes my review of the Sprint Booster version 3. Is that what the Sprint? Yeah, Sprint Booster version 3. Hopefully this helped, and if it didn't, then I don't know. I'll tell you how I like it over the next like couple of weeks. I think I'm gonna really like it. It's pretty simple, and over the next couple of weeks, we've got a pretty good sized trip coming up, and I guess I'll have a greater opportunity to play around with this thing and see what my thoughts and opinions are, and I'll be sure to update you. My name is Jason Kirchie, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are already subscribed, thank you very much, and I really appreciate you watching, and we'll see ya.